Hey guys, I am pretty happy today. Um, got a 13 spot of TTMs, which in itself would be a spectacular day. But I start out with some MOJO. This guy is tough. And when I got this today, I was really happy. I found this address. Um, I dug it up myself and sent this out to him. Um, Loved it. This is great. This is a 97 Tops Best Cuts die cut of Mr. Terry Glenn. That made my day, folks. That is sweetness. Very, very happy. That was a shot in the dark. I don't get a lot of shot in the darks back, but when I opened that, I was really happy. Anyways, so let me show you the rest of them. This guy was a defensive lineman for the San Francisco 49ers and a really good player. This is a 1991 Fleer, Mr. Steve Wallace. Sorry for the glare. All right. That's that one. Shout out to Andrew Williams on this one. This guy also sent me a nice note, talking about what he does, how he advocates for, former players who need some help. He says, I spend my time these days advocating for retired players, primarily ones of my era and before, through an organization called the Retired Players Congress. You can check out our website at www.playerscongress.com. We make some very cool team jackets with some of the proceeds, so maybe you want to check it out. So that's cool of him. This is a 1978 Tops that, again, Mr. Andrew Williams is going to like. This guy was a safety, a very good player for the Cincinnati Bengals. Mr. Marvin Cobb. Came out very nice. It looks like he started with a pen and then he went over it. And I can see that he started with a pen and then he went over it with a Sharpie. Whatever, doesn't matter. This next portion will start the Dallas Cowboys portion of this video. I got a team set, 1985 team set, and I decided to send out to a couple of the guys, and I got a bunch from them back today. Not a huge fan of this set when it comes to signing. Just not my favorite set, but I had them, so I sent them. This guy was a wide receiver. For a while with the Oilers, and then in '84 he came over to the Cowboys. Mr. Mike Renfro came out nice in black Sharpie, and then this guy was a linebacker for a long time, very lengthy time with the Cowboys. Very good player, very, very good player. I asked him to put the Super Bowl. He did not, but that's okay. Actually, like I said, I don't like these cards, but this came out really nice. Mr. Mike Hegman. Sorry for the glare again. That actually came out really nice in the black. And finally, this ends the Dallas portion of our program. This one actually came out really nice too. You have to look to see it. He signed it in blue Sharpie, so really came out nice. This guy was a really good tight end for them, Mr. Doug Cosby. That came out nice in the blue Sharpie. So I was very happy with that. And then this one is a 91 Bowman. Pretty good defensive back here. He was a good safety. I believe he played with the Dolphins. This one, I don't know. I don't know who he's playing with here. Hard to tell by his uniform that he's showing here. Maybe the Saints. I think this is when he was with the Saints. Yeah, it was. It was with the Saints. Again, pretty good player, Mr. Brett Maxey. Came out really nice. And finally, I absolutely love this signature. And he wrote me a nice little note. This guy was a pretty good wide receiver for the Kansas City Chiefs in the 80s. Not spectacular, but a really good player. And really, really nice signature. This is a 92 wild card, Mr. J.J. Burton. That came out really sweet. That looks really nice. So, that concludes the football portion of the program. We now go on to the WWE, well, not WWE in this case, the wrestling portion of our program. This guy was a Freebird. He was a late into the group Freebird. Was not an original Freebird, but don't care. Very good wrestler. These cards are from 1991 WCW and Mr. Jimmy Garvin. And he also signed this one with Michael PSAs. And finally he signed that one. So that's cool. Like Jimmy Garvin, always like Jimmy Garvin. And then we go to the UFC portion of our program. This one was out, I don't know, a couple weeks. This guy's a pretty good fighter. Actually a really good fighter. He is a light heavyweight and very good. Mr. Ryan Bader. Came out really nice. And finally, we move on to the baseball portion of our show. And so this is a 1977 Topps. This is the Twins part of our baseball promotion. He signed it with John 14-6. He was a second baseman. And he wasn't usually a starter for the most part. He was a kind of a backup, Mr. Jerry Terrell. Came out very nice. And then this guy was a backup catcher for most of his career. Did play a few years where he played 120 games or so, but for the most part, he was a backup. So I sent him 2 cards. First one is a 1977 Topps. Signed it in blue. Looks pretty good. Mr. Glenn Borgman. And then he also signed, and this looks good too, a 1978 Topps. So that's good. And our last one is my one and only vintage. This is a 1965 Topps of Pittsburgh's Pirates pitcher, Mr. Don Schwal. Came out really nice. So that is my mail day. The Terry Glenn made my freaking day. I wish I had a cowbell, Pepino Man, so I could ring the cowbell because it made my day. Anyways, hope all of you had full mailboxes on a Monday, and we'll talk to you.